Hey, you want to see Ash become champion of Regions League and Generation? You want to see him do it again? Alright, so now that I've got that bit out of the way, I decided not to open with the usual fans and verb joke this time. Here are my reaction and thoughts on Pokémon Journeys World Coordination Series Finals, parts 1 through 4. So, let's begin. The finals, much like in Generation 7, as well as the previous fight against Sinnoh champion Cynthia, are in a four-part or mini arc of sorts, where it's consisting of Torrent, Toying Around, The Strongest, and last but not least, Partner. And I must say, even though it was kind of touch and go for a while, I mean, some of those leaks, he's kind of got me on edge a little bit, but let's just say that the payoff is worth it for like the whole. They saved one of their best battles of the entire, not just as this series, but the entire franchise for last. As to me, with it's not just for the animation, but they've been building up ever since Journey started, with over 100 episodes and 2 years of build up for it, I would say, at minimum. So it's definitely very entertaining to see, and I definitely understand why they gave away the copies of monsters as well. Hell, I mean, especially making them battle ready. I'm still gonna hold on to my copies of Sword and Shield once Scarlet and Violet come out, just to keep training them for the Battle Tower, of course. To give you an idea of how big this win was, they showed off this moment live on some of the biggest TVs in the show's native Japan, and which definitely in itself trended hid quite a bit. They were showing off the moment it happened with their 66 roster, her in the Scramble Crossing. Can only imagine what Neku who would think of that one. Yeah. Really doing like a direct adaptation of the games also quite a word with the usual ascending the ranks of the gym challenge, but in a way, much like with Sun and Moon, this ended up breaking the formula for the better. I'll definitely might do another video about that subject, but that's not important right now. I mean, this definitely he should set a very high standard, especially since before the finale of Project Mu storyline, line starting next week, as well as the fact they're just showing like an encore of last year's movie, or rather like the last movie they did, and a new episode of the show this week in Japan. This may very well be the calm before the storm of Generation 9, and whatever June decides to do for the main episodes, let alone the anime itself, does for the Paldea region, I very much welcome it. Yes. It's definitely clear to me that by incorporating elements from all 8 main regions to date, as well as adding some material of its own, this is easily one of the most unique sagas of the series in years. I mean, that's another way I submit it definitely has an advantage over other ones of its type that's more easily adaptable to changing pop culture landscape. But it gives it resilience and that eminently few other intellectual properties have. I mean, and while I'm not certain about this being the last anime for Ash, I really believe that if Team Rocket is retired after this anime, would not surprise me. they want to be podcasters going forward, that's totally fine by me. I mean, they've been chasing this electric mouse for a quarter of a century. I mean, it's okay if they want to have a normal life. Hey, I mean, because in a weird way, they're not just as like the cartoon supervillains they started out as. I've seen more than one banner of this, but they kind of have become almost as long with the cast and friends as Pikachu has. Yeah. Of course, the animation is spectacular. I mean, even factoring in they having to do the recap episodes with different framing devices each time makes you wonder how that's going to come into play, if at all, when and those episodes get dubbed. I mean, I don't know whether or not that the Pokemon Company is going to skip over them or not. But it definitely, the angles, the lighting, the way that they made use of all three special mechanics they've had in the last 3 generations, Mega Evolution, Z moves, and Dynamax and such like Gigantamaxing. And it's definitely clear that this is very much a well-earned finale. And what really clinched it was not just like seeing like all the human companions today watching, but also every single monster that he has partnered with to date appearing in Ash Pikachu's Mind's Eye. Which I definitely think this may fall into the whole game for you, just not forget it, but also not surprised we've also that has sentiment similar about Show Pro either, so yeah. This makes a fantastic bookend to not just this anime, but also arguably the entire saga up to this point. I genuinely believe that. I mean, this could definitely be a fantastic template going forward, and since Victories of the Scale did not stop Goku from going further on his journey, I don't think it'll stop Ash either. I mean, I also believe that given the whole non-linear open world structure of Generation 9, I think it could make a good opportunity if this business model or one like it was bought to adapt Paldea as well. And what I decided to do, I welcome more experimentation, of course. Also be noted with the games as well, because even with all the discourse which generated 25 million copies, is a sizable chunk of the Switch's install base of now over 114 million consoles, second only to original games in terms of overall success. As I guarantee you, none of that happens. Absolutely no one liked it. I mean, I hated doing one about why, as a whole, the Dex tag did not work. Hurricane. But I decided against it, at least for now. It can wait. I decided that given the circumstances, a more optimistic video was in order, and I'm glad I was able to give that to you with this, of course. I mean, even though some people have not been into what Journeys was laying down, I genuinely submit that this was an ideal route to take. I mean, they could have easily adapted like the usual gym challenge of going through the main journey of Galar, but I think this might have incorporated elements from the franchise as a whole really worked. I mean, I'm still finding Easter eggs even with my backlog, and of course throughout this entire multi-part story arc. And I definitely intend to, in the near future, start doing videos on Journeys like I did with Sun Moon series, and I've decided that I think once it finishes and how it finishes, that's how it'll go. But you can't really expect to see those until early 2023 at the earliest. I mean, so. But much like anything, no matter how long it takes me to cover something, and how much I have to eventually reconfigure my schedule around real life, I've and how many brushes I've had retirements, that I will finish something no matter what. So yeah. With that being the case, I will definitely still see you all again very soon once the games launch on Friday. Tomorrow will be the second to last episode of the first season of Andor. I'll give you my vlog on that, and I will see you all again very soon. So, take care, everyone.